Hello my lovelies, how are you all? So today I'm going to be talking you through my helium love balloon. So I'm starting with tips with 2 coats of white gel polish, and this is Crystal Nails chameleon flakes, and I'm just popping these tapping them into the inhibition layer and just giving them a little work with my brush. So I'm just popping these into that inhibition layer, and then when that's done I'm going to matte top coat. This is going to be the basis for the rest of our design. So 2 layers of gel polish of your choice, chameleon flakes, and then matte top coat. I absolutely love the way that chameleon flakes look under the matte top coat. I also keep separate top coats for glitters and flakes so I don't contaminate if I'm doing just a plain colour. So there's a little tip for you, make sure that you've got separate ones for any flakes or glitter. Then what I'm using is embossing gel from Nailchemy. So this is the bright pink embossing gel. If you haven't got this, that's fine. Use what you would normally use for a chrome finish. So it needs to be a no wipe product that you use for a chrome finish. So this embossing gel, it's quite thick in viscosity. So it's very, very thick. So it doesn't self-level at all, really, which is going to give me the texture that I want when I come to adding the details a little bit later on. So, and this also embossing gel, it has got no tack, so it's good for burnishing chrome into. So I'm just going to do some balloon writing. If you're not confident in doing your balloon writing, then what I would advise you to do is to get a pencil and draw it on before you start painting it, so you can get it all nice and level. So I'm just going, because I've done this a few times, I'm just going to paint this background. So this background is going to be the base for my balloon. I am trying as much as I can to not have any lines in it, because I'm going to be putting those lines in next. And then I'm going to, I never know what this bit of the balloon's called. The squeaker, I'm going to call it. So I'm going to put the squeaker on the balloon now, just at the bottom there, and then that's going to go into cure, and I'm going to do that again for all the rest of them. Okay, so I'm going to now move along and do the O and the V and the E again. Try and keep them level. So you saw then I use my brush just to make sure that they're all the same height. But if you go onto Pinterest and search balloon lettering, it will show you some examples of balloon lettering, then you can just kind of copy them through. So just working that paint, again, like I say, because it's embossing gel, it is very stiff and it doesn't self-level, so any brush marks that you put in it stay. So I'm having to work this quite a lot to get it not dead smooth, but as smooth as I can, because I'm going to use the embossing gel to make the 3D bits of it a little bit later on. So get that all done, the L, the O, the V and the E finished. I'm just going to speed this bit up a little bit now, just so I can get to the end of this. So because it's embossing gel, I don't have to cure it, because it's staying exactly where I put it. If you're going to do this with gel polish, obviously remember it's going to have an inhibition layer, so you may not get, your chrome powder will stick to it, but it won't get that metallized finish. It will be more sparkly. So I'm just going to finish this off. You can see the lettering's quite rounded. I'm doing it quite rounded and quite bulbous. This pink embossing gel is brilliant, so it'll be, where to buy this from, I will put in the description. They do all different colours. They do silver, blue, pink, green, black, white, and it's brilliant for doing stencil rose details on the top. It's great for chroming over if you want to chrome over a pattern. So there is my love background, and because we've got the matte top coat behind that, it means that our chrome won't stick to it. So while I put those into cure, I'm now going to work on my teddy bear, and this time I'm going to use quite a big dotting tool and quite a large amount of the embossing gel, and I'm going to just do the teddy bear silhouette. So I'm going to slowly start to build up the shape of the teddy bear. Now, if you haven't got a dotting tool, it's fine, just use a brush. Okay, I just find to do big circles, a dotting tool is really, really handy. So break it down. So we're going to need a head, we're going to need a body, we're going to need ears, and we're going to need feet. I'm not putting hands on this balloon just because it's a helium balloon, and I'm not putting hands on him. So the hands are for the eyes' discretion to decide where they want them to be. But I'm just for the purposes of keeping it nice and simple. You can put arms on it. Please feel free to put arms on it. But on this occasion, I'm just going to do its body and its legs sticking out. So you can see I'm just building this up quite quickly, just moving that embossing gel around to create the teddy bear outline. You don't have to do a teddy bear. You can do a love heart, you could do a rabbit, you could do anything you wanted on this nail. I just quite liked the idea of a bear. So I'm just using my brush now just to get these circles neat. Okay, so I've spread the product out and I'm just using a real fine detailer just to spread the product out and just give it a nice, neat edge. And when I've done that, I'm going to add its ears and its feet. So I'm going to use my brush now to pull out some feet. There they are. And I'm going to add some actual appendages on these. So that's more of a leg, I'd say. I'm just working that gel in. Just making sure there's no obvious lumps. And I'm just going to add a couple of ears up the top here. You can do this with your dotting tool as well. I get lost. I don't know about you, but when I'm doing nail art, I get totally lost in it. And I just go off on my own tangent. I'm just going to pop its ears in. It's almost glowing in the dark, isn't it? And then I'm going to give it some little feet. There they are. But he needs a squeaker too. So I'm going to put the squeaker where the tinky goes. So here we go. So the squeaker is going to go in between his legs, or her legs. There we go. And we're going to pop that into cure. While that's curing, we're going to use the embossing gel again, but what I'm going to do this time is I want to put in little teardrop shapes of my embossing gel over the top of this, because what we're wanting to do is make it look like creases on the folds and the corners. We want to make it look like creases, and because this embossing gel isn't going to move anywhere, it's going to literally just stay where it's put. So can you see, it's very difficult to get it on the camera, but you see there from the side, I'm making little creases all on and around where the material would be screwed up, where the corners are, anywhere where there might be a little bit of a crease. If you're unsure on this bit, what I would tell you to do is to Google helium balloon drawings, and it will show you how this pattern kind of presents itself and how you can, give it the look that you want to give it. So I'm just adding just little teardrop shapes of my gel to areas of my balloon that I want the chrome to pick up on, so it looks all different. Okay, and then when you've done that, we're just going to do each one of them. So I'm just adding these little details, little teardrops just around with my product. You can see how thick the viscosity is of this embossing gel. It's really, really thick, but that's what makes it so great, because you can build up your pattern on there. So I'm just going to put these little concertina marks, little ruche marks, where it's gathered, where the balloon gathers, just on to the top of this. And again, because it's embossing gel, I'm doing each one and then I'm going to pop them all in at the end. My little tip holder was off eBay, I think. It's quite good, a long one. It's because you can see where you are with it. So I'm just onto the V. So again, just putting these little teardrops in. If you want to know how to paint a line and how to make it differ in thickness and size, there is a technique. Okay, it is a technique, and if you master that technique, then you will be able to do a whole load of nail art that you never thought possible. I do have a product called edumats, and I have devised these for nail technicians to learn the fundamentals, to learn the basics. And my fine line edumat, I've put the link in the bio, in the description. My fine line edumat will teach you how to control your brush and how to control your product to do different thicknesses and lines, different lines, curls, swirls, straights, and it will make you understand that a straight line isn't just a straight line. There's a lot more to it. We talk about product as well. So I'm making these little teardrop shaped lines with pressure. Where the thicker bit is, there's more pressure, and thinner bit, there's less pressure. So the edumat is a work mat, a reusable work mat, and full education. So the link for that's in the description. So here I've got 3 chromes, got a red, a dark pink, and a light pink. I'm just going to use the dark pink and the red. So I'm going to pop the chrome on and rub it, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to do a little bit of dark pink and then a little bit of red, a little bit of dark pink and a little bit of red all over. Don't worry about getting it on the nail because it's going to wipe off. Because we've got that matte top coat on there, it doesn't matter. When we've top coated these, it's going to wipe off. So my bear, the background of it, I want it all the same for now. So I do want all my bare pink. The reason why I'm doing red and pink is just to give it different tonal tones in colours, so that it looks a little bit more realistic and not just a flat colour. So now I'm just going to do my red in those gaps, and I'm just going to rub it on. Like I say, don't worry about the chrome going onto the mat, because when you've top coated your lettering, you will wipe over with isopropyl alcohol or gel cleanse and get rid of that anyway. So rub that chrome powder in. This is why you need something that's no tack to rub your chrome powder in. If this was an inhibition layer, if it was tacky, you could still do it, but it would be more sparkly than chrome. Okay, so the only other thing that I can suggest you use if you've got nothing like this is if you use a no white top coat. You'll struggle to see the pattern, but you'll still be able to get something by using that. I'm just going to carry on rubbing in this chrome powder right into all the little gaps. Can you see where it's now picked up on all those little raised areas? I'm just going to keep rubbing that in, make sure that it's all rubbed in and every area's got. I love the fact that it's red and pink, and it's a little bit kind of a bit different, a bit more tonal. It kind of makes it takes it up a notch. So this is no wipe top coat, okay? And what I'm going to do with this no wipe top coat is I'm going to go over my lettering, but I'm going to float it over. So normally you'd paint no wipe top coat on, but I'm going to get it on my brush, and I'm going to use a little bit more than I would normally use, and I'm going to float it over my lettering so that it gives it a balloon look, like it's going to act like a magnifying glass. So I'm going to start painting it on just to make sure it gets in the gaps, and I'm then just going to float it. I'm going to take big beads of the product and I'm going to float it on. So the one thing that you've got to be careful of when you're doing this is that your product, you don't allow it to self-level too much, because it will go out of your lines. Okay, so if you feel that it's flooding, you've got too much product on. If you put just enough on, it'll give it that domed effect, that 3D effect. And with this, you will have to cure it after each letter. It's not like the embossing gel where it won't self-level. Your top coat will start to self-level, so you'll need to cure each one. So I'm just going to go through each one now, floating my gel over the top. Make sure you get right where you've drawn the pinks, or whatever colour you choose. You could do blue, purple, green. So I'm just making sure that that gel is just floated over the area that I've worked on. The other thing is about floating, it doesn't disturb the chrome underneath, so you're less likely to get the sparkly effect. So I know sometimes it's quite annoying when you've done a chrome nail and then you put that top coat on and it starts to look sparkly instead of chrome. The best way to get about that is not by brushing, but by floating the product on, by using a real light pressure to float the product on. So I'm onto my V now. So you can see I'm just literally moving it really delicately around. And it's worth taking your time to make sure that you follow the lines that you've made, because then when you wipe off at the end, it's going to look really tidy and really neat. And as you can see, I'm putting each of these in to cure after every one, because I'm using a really high self-leveling product with a thinner viscosity than the embossing gel. So that is my last letter, and then I'm going to do a little bit more detail on my little teddy bear when this one's into cure. So in it goes. So I want to make the nose and the belly of my bear stick out. So I'm going to use that no wipe top coat because it's a no wipe top coat and I can use it for chrome. And just to add a little bit of detail, I'm going to make a nose area, a belly area, two ear circles. So this is just within the circle that we've already made, so it's raised slightly from what we've done. And we're going to do a belly, and you've got to work quick with this. If you find your gel starting to run, you need to cure each bit. I can work pretty quick, so my gel isn't self-leveling enough for me to have to flash cure it, but if you feel like you need to flash cure it after each bit, then do so. So I'm going to just pop that in now. Quite happy with that, so I'm just making sure that I'm just dropping it on, not painting it. So I'm floating it again, and that's still fine. Make sure that it's all nice and level, and I'm going to put that in the lamp to cure along with the lettering. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my teddy bear and I'm going to re-chrome over the top so it picks up on those bits that I've already done, and you can see that it's made them raise, it's made them look a little bit more 3D, and once you get your top coat over that, that's going to make it stand out even more. So I'm just getting all my lettering out, and I've just got some isopropyl alcohol, some gel cleanse, and I'm just wiping over, just getting rid of all of the excess. My nails look dreadful, I do apologise, lockdown nails. The excess metallic off there. And then I'm going to do my bear. So I top coat. So I top coated that the same as the lettering. Obviously, you need to make sure you top coat it after you've done that second chrome, otherwise you're going to wipe all the chrome off. So when you are doing the lettering, I'm going to take some black now and a very long thin liner. So this is black no wipe gel, so it's tack free gel. This is Nailchemy's tack free. And I'm going to use my line painting skills and paint a nice thin string. Now, as I've said again, if you struggle with fine line painting, I would urge you to get one of my mats, my fine line painting mat, and it will help you be able to paint lines in any direction while maintaining the correct thickness right the way down. It really does promote consistency in your work. So I'm just going to add a few, where I've put those creases, I'm just going to add a few black bits. You can see how they stand up there. So I'm just going to add a few little black crease marks, just again to make it stand out a little bit more. And I'm going to do that all the way along. And I'm going to cure after each one. So I'm going to put the gel paint on, and then I'm going to pop it into cure and move on to the next letter. So I put a little black mark where the balloon would be tied, and then I do my line, And then I put my little crease marks in just to give it another layer, something more exciting to look at. And my V and my E, sorry, slightly off camera, sorry. I took one of these new Fandangle KB glows and I still can't get it in the shot. And it's all because I find that because of my sight, I'm not very good without my glasses. I just find that I move my hand to work and forget that I'm filming. So I do apologise about that. So I'm just putting these fine lines in. And adding those little details and popping them in to the lamp. So teddy bear time. I'm giving him a nose, okay? So when I chromed his belly and his nose and things, I did a very thin top coat over the whole of the teddy bear. Not too thick because you'll cover those areas that are raised up. And now I'm using the No Wipe black to give him eyes and a nose like teddy bears have. And he's also going to have a string. There he is. And he's also going to have a string, and I'm going to give him a belly button. Oh, bless him. So it looks like his arms are by his side anyway, if you look at it. That's why I've not bothered with arms, because it kind of looks like his arms are at the side of him. So I'm now going to use Mystic Nails Transfer Foil Gel. Okay, so you can use any foil gel, anything you've got. I know there's things like Stick It, and every brand has got their own foil gel. But I've just got this now. I've got it. I do love Mystic Nails Transfer Foil Gel. And I'm just going to add some love hearts to this and do them in gold. I have made a set of angel wings, which I will show you. And that will be on the Mel and Sam show this week. We've been set a challenge by Crystal Parade, and they have asked us to use these particular crystals. They're called With Love from Mel and Sam, and every purchase of that goes to a charity that Sam's picked to help bring in dogs from overseas for rescue, because Sam has just recently got her doggy Bertie, and Bertie's from overseas and she's rescued him and she wants to give a little bit back. So it's called With Love from Mel and Sam collection on Crystal Parade, and again I will put that link in the description box. So the links to all the products, my mats and everything will be in the descriptions box, and then you don't have to worry about where to find that information. It's all going to be there. So I'm just painting some love hearts, and I always start my love hearts with 2 dots and then use the tip of my brush to bring it down into a point. So I start with 2 dots every time, and then I bring it down, bring those 2 points together with the tip of my brush, and you can see the pressure. I adjust my pressure all the time. So I'm just going to work and put these love hearts across all of these nails now, but all in different places. So different sides, different sizes, different places. I'm a fan of odd numbers, so I do them in 3s. There may be occasions where I might do 2, but I'm just using this foil gel. And again, foil gel doesn't self-level particularly, so I'm not putting these into cure until I've done them all, and then I'll put them in, because it's not going to run anywhere. It's not going to change the shape. If you were using gel polish to do this, then you would have to cure each nail, because as I've said before, gel polish does run. It self-levels quickly. So you won't get that neat. This is why there's a difference between gel paints and gel polish, because gel paint doesn't self-level quick and it stays where you put it a lot longer. So I'm just putting these love hearts on all the way across. Now I've already prepped my foil. I've got a gold foil and I've used isopropyl alcohol or gel cleanse to wipe the transport resin off the back so it sticks. And once this has been into cure, I'm then going to transfer my gold foil onto these love hearts. The reason why I like black for this is it gives it a lovely black outline, which I think looks dead nice. There are times where you need clear foil gel and times where you need black foil gel. And this time I need black foil gel because I'm on white background as well, so it kind of almost outlines it. I'm going to get my gold foil ready for when they come out the lamp. Like I said, I've wiped the transport resin off the back using gel cleanse and a wipe. So when they're out the lamp, I am just going to press on the transfer gel to the areas that I've painted, the foil to the areas that I've painted the transfer gel, and give it a little flick. Oh, I love it. Sorry, I'm out of focus again. Oh my God, it's a nightmare. So I'm just literally flicking my foil onto those areas that have got the transfer foil gel. Don't worry, it won't go anywhere else on your nail, so don't worry. You just put it down, give it a little rub and a flick off. If there's any bits that's not covered, just go back over. So there you go. There we have it. Oh, they're in shot. Hurrah. So there are my love hearts, and I'm going to just add with the black. I just feel like I need to add some little bows, some little knots to this. And as I always say, it's all in the detail. It's the small things that will elevate something. So the devil's in the detail, definitely. So sometimes I'll look at something and then I'll go in and add something else at a later time because I'll think, oh, that'll look nice. So I'm just popping some little bows, little knots on my balloon. My squeakers. You'll all be calling them squeakers now. So there we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my No Wipe shiny top coat to go over my love hearts so that when I wipe over, that foil stays in place and your love hearts are magnified. You can see how shiny that's gone. It looks so good. It looks so good. And I'm going to put these into cure because again it's my top coat, so it self levels quickly and I don't want it to run out of the outline. So this, for anybody that wants to know, is a Barbara 2 brush from Crystal Nails, and the long liner brushes I was using earlier are my Aero Puffing Linear brushes from Georgie Smedley Group. But again, I will put all of this information in the description and all the products I've used. Excuse me. I will put them all in there, and then you can decide what you want to do as regards products. Like I said, I'm not brand biased, but I love what I've used here, the Nailchemy one. So this is tack-free gel, and it's white, and what I'm doing now is adding light lines to it. So I add a long line and a little line all on the same side. Okay, so all on the same side where the light will hit, because it will give it a more realistic feel. So I'm just going along and I'm giving it a longer line and a shorter line. A longer line and a shorter line, because that just then, like I say, gives it that rounded balloon look. I'm just going to put it on the ends of the E, and a little bit on that corner there, and a little bit on the squeakers. A little bit on the squeakers, and then a little dot at the top of each line. So that gives it that light reflecting look. Very simply. A dot and 2 lines. Will you remember this when you're doing any nail art? If you're looking for light and shade, just little bits like this just make a little difference. So they're going to go in the lamp to cure. And then to finish this off, I'm using Scarlet Centre's Crystal Pro. She's just released this product. I absolutely love it. Again, link is in description, along with the kit list. It's a little wax end, so it picks up jewels. And the crystals here are the With Love from Mel and Sam collection from Crystal Parade, which we're raising money for a dog trust that gives doggies from abroad that are on the streets homes, which we love. So I'm just putting some no wipe top coat in little areas where I'm going to put my gems. You could use gem glue gel. Crystal Totalis is good. Any Mystic Nails gem glue gel is amazing. So I'm just literally popping little dobs of this all over, and then I'm going to use my Crystal Pro to do the gem pickup. So these, like I said, from the Love from Mel and Sam, and they're a little bit kind of multicoloured. So they're a bit red in some lights, a bit pink in others, which I think goes really, really well with the red and pink of the design. So I'm just picking up on the end of my Crystal Pro and popping them on to the areas that I've put so I've put some on where the squeakers are. I've put just one gem. Don't put them all in the same places, move them about a little bit. Pop that on like that, and then one for the teddy bear. So the wax on the end picks up the gem, so you're not fiddling too much. And it's also got an end for bullion beads. Got a little stick on the end for bullion. Just popping a little bit of gem glue gel there. Pop that on. And then pop them into the lamp. You can cure them one by one if you don't want the gems to slip. So you can put them in the lamp after you've done each one. But again, because this is in a line, unless it's self-leveling quick, there you go. Look how cool they look. So cool. So pop them in the lamp to cure, and there you have it. My Love Helium balloons. Please, please, please tag me in all your work. And don't forget to give my channel a little subscribe and share it with all of your nail friends, and let's spread a little bit of Mel love. But for now, that's all from me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.